Brazil's Ilha de Queimada Grande is the only home of one of the world's deadliest and most endangered snakes. From Iguazu Falls to Lençóis Maranhenses National Park, there are some breathtakingly beautiful places in Brazil. Ilha da Queimada Grande, located about 90 miles off the São Paulo coast, seems like another one of those beautiful places at first glance. Almost every Brazilian knows about the island, but most would never dream of going there. It's infested with between 2,000 and 4,000 golden lancehead vipers, one of the deadliest snakes in the entire world. These vipers' venom can kill a person in under an hour, and numerous local legends tell of the horrible fates that awaited those who wandered onto the shores of Snake Island. Rumor has it a hapless fisherman landed onto the island in search of bananas only to be discovered days later in his boat, dead in a pool of blood, with snake bites on his body. From 1909 to the 1920s, a few people did live on the island in order to run its lighthouse, but according to another local tale, the last lighthouse keeper, along with his entire family, died when a cadre of snakes slithered into his home through the windows. Although some claim the snakes were put on the island by pirates, hoping to protect their gold, in reality, the island's dense population of snakes evolved over thousands of years without human intervention. Around 11,000 years ago, sea levels rose enough to isolate Ilha da Queimada Grande from mainland Brazil, causing the species of snakes that lived on the island thought to most likely be Jararaca snakes to evolve on a different path than their mainland brethren. The snakes that ended up stranded on Ilha da Queimada Grande had no ground-level predators, allowing them to reproduce rapidly. Their only challenge, they also had no ground-level prey. To find food, the snakes slithered upward, preying on migratory birds that visit the island seasonally during long flights. Often, snakes stalk their prey, bite and wait for the venom to do its work, before tracking the prey down again. But the golden lancehead vipers can't track the birds they bite, so instead they evolved incredibly potent and efficient venom, 3 to 5 times stronger than any mainland snakes, capable of killing most prey and melting human flesh almost instantly. Because of the danger, the Brazilian government strictly controls visits to Ilha da Queimada Grande. Even without a government ban, though, Ilha da Queimada Grande probably wouldn't be a top tourist destination. The snakes on the island exist in such a high concentration that some estimates claim that there's one snake for every square meter in some spots. A bite from a golden lancehead carries a 7% chance of death, and even with treatment, victims still have a 3% chance of dying. The snake's venom can cause kidney failure, necrosis of muscular tissue, brain hemorrhaging and intestinal bleeding. 90% of snake bites in Brazil come from lancehead snakes, a close cousin of the golden lancehead. Both are members of the Bothrop genus. Biologists hope that by better understanding the golden lancehead and its evolution, they can better understand the Bothrop genus as a whole and more effectively treat the numerous snake-related accidents that occur throughout Brazil. Some scientists also think that snake venom could be a useful tool in pharmaceuticals. In an interview with Vice, Marcelo Duarte, a scientist with the Brazilian Butantan Institute, which studies venomous reptiles for pharmaceutical purposes, described the medical potential of the golden lancehead. "We are just scratching this universe of possibilities of venoms," he said, explaining that the golden lancehead's venom has already shown promise in helping with heart disease, circulation and blood clots. Snake venom from other species has also shown potential as an anti-cancer drug. Because of black market demand by scientists and animal collectors, wildlife smugglers, known as biopirates, have been known to visit Ilha da Queimada Grande too. They trap the snakes and sell them through illegal channels, as single golden lanceheads can go for anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000. Habitat degradation, from removal of vegetation by the Brazilian Navy, and disease have also damaged the island's population, which has dwindled by nearly 50% in the last 15 years, by some estimates. The snake is currently listed as critically endangered on the International Union for Conservation of Nature's Red List. While that might make Snake Island slightly less terrifying for humans, it's not a great deal for the snakes. How dangerous is the golden lancehead snake? The golden lancehead snake is one of the most venomous snakes in South America. The mortality rate for people that get antivenom is believed to be up to 3%. That number greatly increases if you do not get any treatment, up to a 7% mortality rate. Even if the individual does not die, they will suffer severe damage to their body. The venom of a golden lancehead is hemotoxic. That means it attacks red blood cells and can cause all sorts of different physical problems. If a golden lancehead bites you, you will suffer from pain, internal bleeding, necrosis of muscle tissue, possible hemorrhages in the brain, and other symptoms. However, due to the Brazilian government keeping people from visiting the island, No deaths from bites exist in modern records. This snake is not among the most venomous snakes in the world by any measure, but it's deadly enough to kill humans with ease. If a person were to sneak on the island and get bitten, the chances are that they would be facing severe health difficulties. After all, they're about 90 miles from the nearest vial of antivenom. Can you visit Snake Island? The Brazilian government has closed off access to the island to protect humans and snakes. The Brazilian Navy restricts access to the island, but they go to the lighthouse to make repairs every year. Very few researchers have permission to go to the island. When they do go, they must get specific approval, and then they must also have certified doctors accompany them. Since the snakes on the island are one of a kind, government restrictions may not be enough to stop some criminals from coming to the area. Reports of bio-pirates who visit the island and acquire snakes for researchers and collectors might be overblown or entirely false, given the danger posed by going to Snake Island. In short, Ilha da Queimada Grande is a place that does not quite live up to the legends. Nevertheless, it's very dangerous and should not be a destination for anyone. Not only would someone face severe legal complications for going to the island without permission, but they just might die. It's better to admire the golden lance head from a very long distance away, like through a computer screen.